I spent years trying to fix my life, but what if the only thing that ever needed fixing was the way I kept forcing it to happen? They told me to work harder, to heal faster, and to try more. But no one told me that trying harder could be the very reason I was falling apart. No one told me that peace isn't something you chase, it's something you allow. And the day I stopped forcing everything was the day everything began to shift. Welcome to Petunia Diaries, a soft, calming, feminine space where we rest, breathe, and our souls can just be. And this is today's voice note. Alan Watts said, "The more we struggle for life as pleasure, the more we are actually killing what we love." There was a time in my life when everything felt like a fight. I fought to be understood, to be loved, and I fought to prove I mattered. Even my happiness was a battle. I used to believe that if I just tried harder, if I fixed myself, became prettier, more successful, more good, then finally life would open up for me. But it didn't. The harder I tried, the more lost I became, like chasing my own shadow under a burning sun. I was tired, not physically, but soul deep, a quiet exhaustion no sleep could fix. One night, I was lying on my bedroom floor, scrolling, heart empty, when I stumbled upon a video of Alan Watts, and he said something that felt like lightning through my chest. Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. I paused the video and cried. Was I the muddy water? Was my life a mess because I never allowed it to settle? Alan Watts spoke often about Wu Wei, a Taoist concept that translates to non-doing or effortless action. But don't mistake it for laziness. It's not giving up. It's letting go of forcing. It's the difference between flowing with a river and thrashing to swim upstream. And I realized my entire life had been upstream. I forced love with people who never chose me. I forced dreams that weren't even mine. I forced healing thinking I could rush my way through trauma like it had a deadline. But life isn't a performance. It's a process. When you try to stay on the surface of the water, you sink, but when you try to sink, you float. Ellen said, "I never understood that before, but suddenly it made perfect sense. The surrender isn't weakness, it's wisdom." It wasn't dramatic. There were no fireworks or divine signs. It was small, quiet. One morning, I just stopped. I stopped chasing people who weren't chasing me. I stopped pretending to have it all together. I stopped trying to fix myself like I was broken. Instead, I sat with myself, and for the first time, I didn't try to change anything. I just listened. I noticed how the sun hit the wall, how my breath felt in my chest, how silence wasn't empty but full. And somewhere in that stillness, I heard the truth I'd been running from. I am already whole. There's a strength in softness, a kind of power in yielding. As women, we've been taught that success is about control. Control your body, your emotions, your future. But what if your softness is not a flaw but your force? The moon doesn't force the tides, she moves them with grace. The flower doesn't force herself to bloom, she trusts the sun. There's a sacred femininity in surrender, not submission, surrender. A willingness to trust life, even when you don't have all the answers. And when I started living from that place, everything shifted. I didn't get everything I wanted, but I stopped needing. Peace replaced perfection. Presence replaced pressure. and life started to feel like life again. One of my favorite quotes from Alan Watts is, "The meaning of life is just to be alive." It is so plain and so obvious and so simple, and yet everybody rushes around in a great panic as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. But what if there's nothing beyond yourself? What if this moment right now is enough? What if you're already worthy even when you're not trying? We've been trained to push and strive and hustle, but no one tells us the cost of constant effort. We lose our peace, we forget our essence, we become machines in pretty makeup. So here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to prove your worth. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to force life to love you. Let it come, let it flow, and let it breathe. Dear you, I know you've been trying so hard for so long, trying to be good, trying to be perfect, trying to be chosen. But maybe, just maybe, it's time to stop. Not because you're giving up, but because you're waking up to your softness, to your truth, and to your power. Let life meet you halfway. Let love find you while you're still. Let your heart unfold at its own pace. And when fear whispers that you're falling behind, smile and remember that falling behind in their world might be exactly what you need to finally return to yours. Alan Watts taught that true living doesn't come from chasing, it comes from being, from surrendering to what is, instead of fighting for what isn't. And I'm learning every day that stillness is not emptiness, it's space for life to surprise you. So if today you feel tired of forcing good, maybe that's not failure, maybe that's your freedom. If this spoke to your heart, I would love for you to subscribe, leave me a little note in the comments, or just send some love. Your presence here is a gift, and I'm so grateful you chose to spend your precious time with me.